Uber wants to pay $14.8 billion for a delivery company with an EBITDA margin of about 1.8%. That sounds expensive until you find the number this deal is really built around: 3 times. Uber says customers who use both rides and delivery generate roughly 3 times the gross bookings and profits of single-product users. Delivery Hero gives Uber tens of millions of customers it can try to convert into that higher-value group. So, this is not simply a bet on food delivery. It is a bet that Uber can turn local demand into a 4-layer system of mobility, delivery, membership, and advertising. The opportunity is large. The assumptions are even larger. On July 16th, Uber offered €41.50 per Delivery Hero share. That implies a fully diluted equity value of $14.8 billion for the whole company. Because Uber had already accumulated shares and derivatives at lower prices, it describes its adjusted all-in equity purchase price as $13.7 billion. The operations Uber plans to acquire produced $42 billion of gross bookings and $1.1 billion of adjusted EBITDA in 2025. They span 50 markets, from the Middle East and Asia to Latin America and parts of Europe. On the surface, Uber is buying scale, geography, merchants, couriers, and familiar local brands. But scale alone does not explain the price. Delivery Hero's own 2025 results show why investors should be skeptical. The full group generated €49.2 billion of gross merchandise value, €903 million of adjusted EBITDA, and €250 million of free cash flow. That is an adjusted EBITDA margin of roughly 1.8%. The company is improving and adjusted EBITDA grew 30%, but this is still a thin margin business exposed to courier costs, promotions, regulation, and intense local competition. If Uber simply inherits those economics, the deal is hard to love. Paying a double-digit billion-dollar price for low-margin delivery volume would create size, not necessarily value. The real thesis appears in Uber's cross-platform data. In markets where both services are available, roughly 1 in 5 eligible customers uses mobility and delivery. Uber reported that these cross-platform customers have 35% higher retention and spend about 3 times as much as customers who do not engage across the platform. In the acquisition presentation, Uber goes further and says cross-platform users generate roughly 3 times the gross bookings and profits of single business users. That is the economic center of the deal. But it needs a warning label. Uber has not published enough cohort detail to prove that using both products causes the higher value. Frequent urban consumers may simply be more valuable before they add a second product. Correlation is not conversion. Delivery Hero could still give Uber a much larger surface on which to test that conversion. The number of markets where Uber offers both mobility and delivery would rise from 34 to 58. Uber estimates that more than 35 million Delivery Hero users and more than 15 million Uber mobility users would become newly eligible for cross-platform offers. That is more than 50 million potential conversions. Uber also says the incremental cost of acquiring a customer through cross-selling is more than 50% lower than acquiring one through paid marketing. Instead of buying another ad to find a stranger, Uber can place a relevant offer inside an app the customer already uses. The bet is that one relationship can produce more trips, more orders, and a longer customer lifetime. Uber already has a mechanism for making that happen. Uber One passed 50 million members in April 2026, up 50% year over year. Members generated half of mobility and delivery gross bookings. Among eligible consumers overall, about 1 in 5 uses both businesses. Among Uber One members, that ratio is nearly 2 in 5. Uber can use credits, bundled savings, universal search, and cross-platform challenges to move customers from one use case into another. In Q1, cross-platform consumers grew 1.5 times faster than single business consumers in eligible markets. The important asset is not a subscription fee by itself. It is permission to shape more of a customer's local spending. The third profit layer is advertising. Uber's Q1 2026 delivery revenue benefited from a $180 million year-over-year increase in advertising revenue. Delivery segment operating income rose 43% to $961 million. Uber does not disclose a standalone advertising margin, so assigning one would be speculation. But the logic is clear. More customers attract more merchants. More merchants create a larger catalog and more sponsored listings. Better conversion data makes those ads more useful, and the advertising revenue can improve delivery economics without raising the customer's delivery fee. Delivery Hero adds local brands, merchant relationships, and shopping frequency. Uber adds a global ad system and the ability to connect purchase intent across rides, restaurants, groceries, and retail. Uber expects more than $1.2 billion of annualized synergies within 18 months of closing. That target is bigger than the $1.1 billion of adjusted EBITDA generated by the acquired operations in 2025. This tells us two things. First, management believes the value is not sitting in Delivery Hero's current profit. It has to be created through shared technology, services, cross-selling, Uber One, and operating changes. Second, execution risk is enormous. Uber has not given investors a complete cost versus revenue breakdown for the target. The company expects the transaction to add to non-GAAP earnings per share immediately after closing and become high single-digit percentage accretive by year 3. Those are goals, not results. The headline price also needs context. The $14.8 billion is the implied value of 100% of Delivery Hero, not a fresh check for that full amount. Before the announcement, Uber directly owned about 24.8% of voting shares and held another 11.7% of economic exposure through derivatives. Prosus committed to tender roughly 17%, which would bring Uber's economic interest to about 53%. Delivery Hero will also sell businesses in 14 overlapping markets to SSW partners for approximately $1.6 billion. Those markets generated about $11 billion of 2025 gross bookings. Uber says it will not control them, but it is providing most of the financing for SSW's purchase. That makes the carve-out economically more complicated than a clean disposal. There are 4 major ways this thesis can fail. First, the 3 times customer may be selected rather than created. Second, local brands and logistics systems may resist a common technology and membership layer. Third, regulators may demand remedies that remove some of the best cross-selling opportunities. The offer requires competition and financial services approvals and is expected to close only in the second half of 2027. Under specified conditions, failure can trigger a €700 million reverse termination fee. Fourth, financing matters. Uber arranged a roughly €14 billion bridge facility and had $6.1 billion of unrestricted cash and short-term investments at the end of Q1. Strong free cash flow helps, but integration, interest costs, labor exposure, and regulation will compete for that cash. Investors should watch 4 numbers. First, cross-platform penetration. Does the share of customers using both mobility and delivery move materially above 20%? Second, Uber One. Do members keep growing, and does the 2 in 5 cross-platform ratio improve without excessive discounts? Third, advertising. Does delivery profit continue to rise as sponsored listings and merchant tools scale? Fourth, the synergy bridge. How much of the $1.2 billion target comes from durable revenue gains versus temporary cost cuts? Uber reports Q2 results on August 5th. The acquisition will take much longer, but management can already show whether the core platform engine is strengthening. Uber is not paying $14.8 billion merely to move more restaurant orders. It is buying customer frequency. Delivery Hero brings local density and tens of millions of users. Uber brings rides, membership, advertising, data, and a cross-selling system. If those pieces convert single-product customers into durable multi-product users, Delivery Hero's current 1.8% margin understates the value of the asset. If the 3 times number reflects customer selection more than Uber's influence, the deal could become an expensive lesson in confusing scale with synergy. The decisive question is not how many users Uber acquires, it is how many behaviors Uber can change. Subscribe for the August 5 earnings breakdown, when we will test whether Uber's platform economics are strong enough to justify its biggest acquisition bet.